Oh hey there and welcome to Cryptology for You, the channel that's not even about cryptology at all, but all about cryptocurrency. I'm your host PaulyD, and today we're going to take a look at a very special kind of grid bot. I probably don't need to remind you, but this is not financial advice. This is purely for educational purposes, maybe even a tad of entertainment, depending which way you're going to look at it, but either way, not financial advice. The first thing you're going to need to do, though, is sign up with CoinRoll. Now, go to the link. It's directly below in the description. Click on that. Use that link because it's a benefit for me, and it probably is a benefit for you because I am going to show you how to use CoinRoll for free to begin with, and if you want, you can choose to use one of their paid subscriptions in order to get even more out of the CoinRoll bot. Now, the reason I use a grid bot is because it is the safer option. It is the safer option because you need to have firstly purchased some of that coin and have the rest in as USDT or USDC or some other stable coin that the coin that you're going to use is paired to. And because it is a safer option, it is much better for beginners, and so this is a very good way to start as a beginner using a bot. All this bot is doing is constantly buying low and selling high, so it is constantly buying during the dips and then selling as the coin goes up in value. This works very well in a sideways market. You don't need to be in a bull market, of course it is better, but it can work in a bear and sideways market too. All the bot is really doing is looking for places where it can buy, and those are going to be at the lows, and then looking for places to sell, and those are going to be in the highs. And this is the way that you're going to make some profit. Well, to be fair, you wouldn't even need a bot to do this. You could just sit and watch the whole markets for 24 hours a day and just let it go. I mean, I'm pretty sure you've got time to do that, right? You can sit there and watch, or you can let a bot do it for you. Now, here are a couple of buys and sells that CoinRule's bot did for me already, and this was just over a very short period of time. You'll see I'm using Bitcoin in this example. However, you can use any coin that you like. You might even have some coin that you want to try and perhaps develop a little further and maybe even sell it off. Either way, it's okay to use a grid bot this way. You can use it to actually get more coin or to sell that coin completely off. And remember, I did say this works much better in a sideways market, but that is not an absolute essence. It is better in a sideways market because you don't want the coin to pump outside of your range. Now, I'll show you how to set up a range soon. The other option, of course, is if the coin happens to be going down in value, if you're using a grid bot, you're essentially just DCAing that coin all the way down. That's right, this is just another way to dollar cost average your coin. It is sensible if you have a sensible coin. It's not sensible if you're using a coin that is never going to ever go up in value. You can watch my KuCoin grid bot tutorial in order to see what type of coins are best for a grid bot. But you're probably already thinking, why don't I just use the KuCoin grid bot? Well, stay watching and I'll show you why this grid bot is much better than using the KuCoin grid bot. Grid bots aren't great if a coin pumps really hard. In fact, it's pretty poor if they do. You tend to miss quite a lot, or you go out of your range too quickly. But with CoinRoll, it is okay for a coin to pump relatively slowly, and you'll continually make sales all the way through. Rather than showing you how to set up a grid bot with a step-by-step tutorial, I'm just going to show you what I used in this CoinRoll grid bot. There are other videos, and I'll put a playlist link below where you can see step-by-step tutorials on how to set up a CoinRoll bot. You might want to screenshot this next one or pause it, make it full screen so you can get it, so that you can see what the rule actually entails. Well, here it is. I'm just going to disappear off the screen now so you can see the whole thing. Up the top here, we set a higher value. This is the value that you don't want to go out of range on because you are worried now that the price is going to start to fall again and you don't want to be stuck with the coin. So set up upper range. Now, because I'm using Bitcoin, I've gone back a few weeks just to see what sort of range I could do, and I'll show you that at the end of this video. In this case, we want to sell the coin if there is a price increase by 1%, but we only want to sell $100 US of that coin, and we're going to sell it to my USDT wallet. Now I'm using a demo for this. That means that I have to do it as a limit order, but if you're using your exchange, do it as a market order. Because this is a grid bot, we want to see that if Bitcoin has a price greater than a bottom level, in this case I've chosen 22,000. Again, the end of this video I'll show you how I chose that. And there is a price decrease this time by 1%, then we're gonna buy some more Bitcoin. Now in this case, like I said, I'm just using Bitcoin, but you can use any coin and you can keep the same percentage increase and decrease. You can make it larger or smaller if you like to have more or less grids. Well, you probably want to know how well my rule is doing. I just set it up 24 hours ago and this is what I've got. Well, I'm up just $5.11, which is 2.5%. That's not so bad. It's just 24 hours, remember, so there is still plenty more time for this to go. If you remember earlier on in the video, I said I have already shown KuCoin grid bots, and now I'm going to be showing a CoinRoll grid bot. But what is the difference and why is CoinRoll better? Well, let's take a look at a couple of those advantages. The first advantage is you're not locked in if you use a CoinRoll grid bot. Now, at KuCoin, you would be locked in. You can't take the profit. You have to stop the bot to take the profit. At CoinRoll, you can skim off the profits as much as you like, so long there's enough coin to continue doing the trades. The second thing, at KuCoin, you can only use the arithmetic method. Now, here you can use both the geometric and the arithmetic methods. I'm using the geometric method in this, which is the 1% rule. The arithmetic method would be if you had a set grid. Let's say Bitcoin goes up by $200, you sell. If Bitcoin goes down by $200, you buy. So arithmetic is how you would usually do this if you were at KuCoin, but I choose to use the geometric grids, which are just a little easier to put together on CoinRoll. And another thing that's a big advantage, at CoinRoll, you could change the upper and lower limits without risking your profits. At KuCoin, you really do risk the profits because you have to set up the grids in the first place, which means you're actually buying and selling coins at various intervals rather than just holding the coin and selling when it gets to a certain point or buying when it gets to a certain point. You still shouldn't change your upper and lower limits anyway, but this is much safer to do using the CoinRoll version. Now, for those who are already familiar with CoinRoll, here it is. I've just set in, I'm going to have if Bitcoin has a price lower than 41,000 US dollars and Bitcoin has a price increase by 1%, then we're going to sell 100 US dollars worth of it. But the buying part is pretty similar, but we just want it to be greater than 22,000, that's our lower end. And then if there is a price decrease by 1%, we're going to buy $100 worth. Now to find the range, I just went back a couple of months into Bitcoin's history and I saw there was a 48,200 high and a 24,500 low. I actually went a little bit lower than the 24,000 mark and also a little bit lower than the 48,000 mark just to squeeze it in a little. But I could change that again if I wanted at any stage, and it's much safer than having to change it if you were at KuCoin. Now of course, you should always be doing your own research. The first thing you should be doing, if you want to run this rule and you are new to CoinRoll, set it up as a demo first. If you want to use your exchange, that is fine. Just make sure you understand what's going on first. This is the most important thing. You don't have to use Bitcoin, of course. You can use any coin you like, so long the coin has a pair with your stable coin that you are choosing. You do need to buy the coin first, so you need to have about half the amount as the coin and the other half you can keep as USDT or USDC, whichever stable coin you're using. Just make sure you have researched the coin thoroughly, because if you have a coin, you're going to get stuck with it if it goes down in value. Have a plan B. That plan B could be as simple as staking that coin and letting it grow in some interest, or perhaps you want to trade it in for something entirely different. That's completely up to you, but have a plan B. One of the other things you can do to support the channel is join in at the Telegram, the Discord, or the Facebook groups, and you can come in and speak about CoinRoll or any of the other videos that you have seen. I'm happy to share some information with you there. Of course, there are some links directly below, including to Nexo, which will offer you $25 of Bitcoin absolutely for free if you deposit $100 and keep it in there at $100 for 30 days or more. You just use that referral link below in order to get that $25. The other thing I've done, I've started up a Twitter account and I'm starting to tweet from time to time, so feel free to join in with the twittering and tweet away. The best thing you can do to help the channel though is subscribe to the channel, like and share this video. I bet some of your friends would be more than keen to see the CoinRoll grid bot, and they'll expose them to a different type of bot too. Look, stay safe out there and happy profits.